Oh no, we ain't had that. We ain't had that.
You just had the
We
police.
we had the police. We had the porch light
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
theory.
I think that another thing though that we haven't touched on is before the whole concept of it takes a village to raise a child was a lot
Definitely.
more prominent back then than it is now. Because
Right.
right now it feels like if I say you can't watch TV or you
Right.
can't watch HBO, and then you
Right.
go over to your friend's house and you can watch all the HBO that you want.
Right.
Like,
That's-
you know, when did the parents stop having kind of conversations about,
Hey,
know,
I don't let
well,
my
what
child
are you doing
do
with
certain
your
things.
child? You know what I mean? Yeah,
That's true.
So
That's true. That's true.
It clashes so much.
It does. It does, and then it causes confusion with your child because your child wonders now like, hey, why can't I? So and so kid gets to, you know, they can watch this, they can do this, they can stay up to,
Right.
you know.
I mean, because we my sister and I, we pretty much grew up at my grandma's house, like on the west side in the city. But like my grandma used to say, don't ride your bike past that half point of the street.
Right.
So what do? We at the top of the street ride. I'm not gonna talk about the story about how I hit a parked car and flipped my bike over, but I shouldn't have been at the top of the street. So what does the lady at the top of the street do? Call my grandma.
And told
like,
her.
you know these babies up here,
Right.
they don't do that anymore.
Right.
Now,
Yeah, now
people feel
people-
like I can't say anything to this kid, and I
Exactly.
get mad if they say something to
Exactly.
this kid. So I think in a certain extremity, that takes away like some of the structure where you not only had your mom and dad, but you had your neighbors, you had your grandparents, you had their neighbors. Like you had so much like structure around you.
It was a neighborhood. It was a family. Your neighborhood was your family. You know, they was looking out for each other or whatnot. Like, you know, you couldn't, if you was outside when I was a kid and you was cussing or something and an adult heard you,
Oh,
you got
wow.
a whooping by them. And then they called or walked you down to your house and told
You
your
got
parent
another
and you got another
How would you
whooping.
feel how would you feel if one of your girls was out and they cursed and somebody whooped them?
Now, had that been the now,
Right.
now had that
He
been
is mad
Where
just
did we
thinking about
stray?
it.
Where did we stray though? Because before it would have been okay. So
because now parents there's been some type of lost code between parents out here nowadays because not all parents
lost code. Lost
like
suit.
lawsuit. Well, the laws, but I'm just saying, just saying, even like in a community or whatever, like we're not looking out for each other or our kids like that anymore. Like there's some lost communication in there somewhere. Like the parents now, you know, some parents think it's hip and cool to let your kids talk like that.
I
You know?
don't like that. Like that irks me.
Okay,
Let's go ahead and take this
caller.
call.
Oh.
You don't control chaos. Oh, they clicked us.
But no, seriously though, like back then the community, like there was like people looking out for other people's kids and stuff like that. Like if I always knew I could go up to my friend's house and get a sandwich. You know, if mom, I'm just saying, I grew up in the hood, man.
It was probably bologna.
You know what I'm saying? Bologna,
Get a pic-
right? I can go get me a bologna sandwich or whatever, and hey, I'll pay you one back later. Boy, and bologna. You know what
Grandma
I'm
be
saying?
like, boy, take these couple pieces of bologna
Bologna
up
up.
to Miss.
Hey, you ate 2 pieces up there. Take that, run that back up there.
No, we got a caller.
Larry got hey.
You don't control chaos.
Leave me alone. Stop.
Larry, you hilarious.
Make sure to turn your computer down.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It's Tim Brandon.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Hey, just enjoying the show. Enjoying the show. Hey,
Turn your
well,
computer down.
huh?
Turn your computer down.
Okay, hold on for a
Turn
second.
himself.
Okay, basically what I was saying is like how we went wrong in society as far as like raising our children, or the we have like I think like we have lost what's called the divide, or what like the gap or the separation between like what a child's group or what defines a child as far as the privilege they have, and what a parent should be teaching and raising a child. We have children now that are basically raising themselves. So I see like a lot of kids now that they didn't grow up in homes with rules, or their parents didn't care. So they get out in the world, and all they know is what they saw, or the instincts from what they learned from what they saw.
Right.
So we're trying to. I think right now, and especially in this day and age, what we need to get back to is where not a community based, like, oh yeah, every child, like this child is the community child, but where whatever you do in this, what I'm going to teach you in this house is what you need to learn in the world. It might, so it's a little bit strictness, because the world is going to be hard on a child. Well, especially on a black boy, it's going to be extremely hard. But we need to teach that, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you tools for life, tools that you need that you're going to learn, that you're going to take out here, and that are going to stick with you.
Let me ask you this question. I know you said be strict. Do you feel like the world is strict?
Yes, yeah. If you just look at the current prison population right now, there are more black prisoners in prisons across the world than there were slaves that came to America.
Okay, I don't mean to cut you off, but I guess my question was, and I guess where I would disagree with you is, I don't feel like the world is strict. I think that you pretty much have open reign to do just about anything that you want to do with some basic foundational rules. So, but you still have the option to go do them. So I think that parents need to keep that, keep that under consideration, that you should have some very basic foundational rules, structure, routines, guidelines, but you should also allow your child to go out and make decisions without being strict.
When I say the world is strict, I think the word is strict as far as its punishment, not as far as like the rules that are used to enforce. But if you break the rules, the world is strict on you, but not. It's like, okay, you know what? You can, hey man, you got a girl pregnant? Oh, it's whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, if you don't, that ain't my baby. But as far as punishment, the world is strict. The world is still the same as far as that. Now, as far as governing, it's very lenient.
Right.
Very.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you.
Most definitely. Peace, y'all.
Bye-bye. I think to his point that maybe the punishment should be more strict than the actual, I don't want to say the rule, but I think that you should allow your children to make decisions.
That's true.
I think that you should have basic foundational rules, basic routines that you allow them to follow, but give them some leeway to make decisions.
Okay,
What you think?
so,
sorry.
Go ahead, man.
but this is on a different subject, or a different part of what we're talking about.
Well, I think that there should be a set structure, set way of doing things, consistency, rules. I just feel like consistency is key. Like, you can't wake up one day and have 5 rules, and then next week, because you're tired, you don't want to enforce the rules. You have the one thing that I feel like that most kids are missing nowadays is consistency.
Right.
Like, just they haven't, and that's something that you can implement, early on, instead of trying to learn that as an adult, because there's so many people, so many young men nowadays that don't get the concept of just being consistent.
Okay. Larry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, so I guess it's kind of moving on just a little bit, but what are some of the, what do you guys think that some of the challenges? Okay, so for a person who comes up in a home that has no structure versus a person who has grown up in a home where there was a great deal of structure, what are some of the challenges that you guys think that these people face? Like, challenges of a person that's grown up with no structure versus the challenges of a person who's grown up with
too much.
Too much.